How has the space narrative or our relationship with space and beyond changed since you were up there? I mean, it's been, what, 20, 25 years, and a lot of things have changed. We've got the Webb telescope up there, which is completely next level. You've got us, I think, landing on the moon in the next couple of years. You've got Musk constantly talking about Mars to where it's really it's in the zeitgeist, it's in people's minds. How has the relationship we have with space changed since you were up there?
Imagine what it was like in Europe 600 years ago when you stood on the shores of the Atlantic. I mean, for gosh, I don't know, 30,000 years, people have been living in Europe. And when you look to the west, and when you walk down to the water's edge, you look and there's the ocean and there's the sky, and it's just huge room to imagine, but with very little information. And the reason we didn't have anything beyond imagination was we hadn't invented good enough boats yet. We didn't know how to to sail and navigate beyond sight of land. But as soon as we started inventing the technology that would allow us to go explore, it opened up huge learning opportunities, understanding, the world is round, and the differences of all of the different continents and how this all works together, and how we fit in. It's suddenly, by a human invention of transport, it opened up almost limitless possibilities. And that was just with boats. And then, of course, faster boats, steamships, and then airplanes. And now, I mean, later today, I'm going to just jump on an airplane and go to San Francisco, right across North America. And all I'm really thinking about is, will the Wi-Fi work, and will the food be okay? And I could go to Australia the same way. And that integration of technology at almost an invisible way into our freedom to pursue things and to learn things and to imagine and answer that imagination. That's what's going on in space. It used to be impossible. Just up until 1961, we were just standing on the shores of the Atlantic wondering. But with Gagarin and then Al Shepard and then everything since, a very few of us, like the very earliest explorers, whoever you want to choose, started to get a glimpse of what lies beyond our atmosphere. But what's really changed recently is we've gone from like early sailing ships to steamships, maybe even to airplanes, where the new rocket ships are reusable and way, way safer than the previous ships. And so they're simpler and they're safer, and therefore they're much, much cheaper. And so it's opening access to not just a very rare few, extremely trained astronauts, but to more and more people are going to be able to take that voyage across the unknown. And that's where we are in history. But what are we going to do with it? How are we going to regulate it? How are we going to integrate it into what is considered normal? Let's take the moon as an example. You mentioned within the next few years, we'll have people on the moon. The Chinese said just last week, by 2029, we will have a Chinese lander on the moon and Chinese folks walking around on the moon. So what are we going to do? This isn't just a technical question. This is very much a human socio-political question. Whose laws apply on the moon? And are we just going to take the current snapshot of ridiculous geopolitics on Earth and just superimpose that on the surface of the moon? We'll have a little America, a little Russia, a little China. That would be maybe understandable, but it sure would be regrettable. And we have a good example. We settled Antarctica differently than we settled any other continent on Earth. We did it much more deliberately, and we did it much more cooperatively. And the geopolitical set of laws and cultures that we have in Antarctica is different than anywhere else on Earth. So we have the capacity to learn from what we've done in the past and to do new things differently. The moon, if you laid it out on a map, is bigger than Africa, and it hasn't been hardly surveyed at all. Literally, we've just scratched the surface in a few spots. So where we are in history now how it is that we're going to settle the moon. How do we work with normal human foibles and problems? How can we also find ways to rise above ourselves and maybe do something better than we used to? That's what's really changed since I first flew in space in 1995. And it's what I'm so passionately involved in every day right now, is being a part of all that and trying to help drive the change in as productive way as I can possibly contribute.
So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. Hey, do you want to profit from crypto? Then join my DeFi Academy. The Crypto DeFi Academy will help you create generational wealth. But don't take my word for it. Listen to my students.
When I first got into crypto, I remember thinking to myself, I need to learn more. Brian Rose, learning crypto, learning DeFi, gotta do it.
I am so grateful that I jumped in and did this. I had to break through some limiting beliefs that I can do this, that I can afford this, that I can be in this.
It challenges the things that are deeply rooted within us.
Joining DeFi Academy has been one of the best decisions I have made on my blockchain journey.
This course was a life changer, a game changer, a huge eye-opener, coming from knowing practically nothing at the speed of the learning over 4 weeks was just fantastic.
The information you provided in this class was invaluable.
I feel far more confident in my next steps.
You took complex concepts and made them easier to understand.
What's different than so many other ones is it just doesn't tell you what to do. It actually makes you do it.
This is for people who are serious about becoming traders. This is the way it should be done.
I realized from this learning experience again that it is not about what you learn, but about who you learn it from.
The energy was insane. I've never experienced such incredible energy on a live call. Brian Rose, you are a legend, my friend.
It's the only thing in the market where you can get all information and learn everything what you need to know.
Everything is so clear and so well done, and I'm just forever grateful for this program.
It made me feel so much more confident about crypto than I did before.
I did not anticipate how passionate I was going to become about it.
It's also been like a big learning experience for me, not just in the crypto space, but just an overall balance of life.
What I've learned is, how to take ownership, of my life in a way that I really hadn't before.
Yeah, you can't put a price on that, really.
I would recommend it to anybody, top notch.
Excellence does not come cheap. So if you want excellence, you got to pay for it, but it's so worth it.
Pull the trigger. That's what this course is about.
You're not going to regret it, really. It's amazing.
Thank you, Brian and team.
So what are you waiting for? Crypto is happening now. Click the link below, submit your application, and let me mentor you on how to create generational wealth and build the decentralized financial infrastructure of the future.